Welcome to a special edition of Small Cap Power Discussion. I'm your host, Jim Gordon, and joining me today for this special edition is Chris Niu. He's an analyst with Small Cap Power and Ubika Research. We're calling this a special edition because what you would normally see if you're a regular viewer of our discussions on our YouTube channel and follow us on social media, we tend to have a guest on to talk about a specific company. But today we're going to look back at 2020, a rather challenging, difficult year to say the least. And to break things down for us, as we said, it is Chris Niu. Chris, welcome to Small Cap Power Discussion.
Thanks, Jim, and hello, everyone. I'm Chris Niu, and I'm an analyst at SmallCapPower and Ubika Research. It's my pleasure to be here today. 2020 is really a complicated year, and we had mixed feelings towards different aspects of the year. The virus surprised almost everyone, and then it created a global pandemic. This took a lot of life and created a huge surge in unemployment rate, which is extremely bad to most of countries. However, the financial market actually was doing very well. Throughout the year, we have seen endless epic events in the market. For example, the circuit breakers in March and the sub-zero oil price in April. After the big drops in March and April, all the major indices has all recovered their losses and actually achieved historical highs as we speak now. We as a research team, we have been following the market closely, and we continuously assessing the development of major themes in the market. This also feeds back to how we assess the market and how we select our clients at Small Cap Power. Today, Jim and I will go through the major themes that underpin the markets in 2020, and we're likely to do so in 2021. And I will show you how our clients were doing over the period. Jim?
Okay, Chris, well, let's dive right in. Lots to unpack. As you mentioned, last year, a challenging year. Did what happened to our lives, work, where we worked, what we did, where we shopped, because of the pandemic last year, did that accelerate the digitalization of our economy?
Yes, of course, Jim. Digitalization and technology adoption are definitely the top theme for 2020. As representative of the tech sector, you can see Nasdaq index and the fund stocks actually had a tremendous year in 2020. Well, this is largely because the impact of lockdown is less severe to the tech sector. For many, it even benefits them as people work from home and shoppers rely on e-commerce.
Well, let's take a look at some of the clients that we worked with in the tech sector in 2020. Loop Insights bridges the gap between digital and physical landscapes. Loop Insights Inc. is a Vancouver-based Internet of Things technology company that delivers transformative and artificial intelligence, AI, automated marketing, contact and contactless solutions to brick and mortar space.
We did a live webinar with investors on August 20th, 2020, where at the time they were as low as 25 cents. By the end of the year, Loop reached a peak of $2.98, which is over 11 times the price. Be sure to check them out at loopinsights.ai.
Let's jump to the next industry we want to talk about. It's within the technology industry, and that is crypto. Can you talk to our viewers a bit about that?
Sure. So within the technology theme that we identified, we also want to emphasize cryptocurrency. Well, actually, crypto warrants a standalone theme itself as cryptocurrencies more and more becoming a separate asset class. We have seen Bitcoin in US dollar up over 300% in 2020. We believe the surge in Bitcoin price is a result of the weakening US dollar, the rising inflation expectation, and most importantly, higher and higher acceptance level by institutional investors. For example, lately, several major companies like MicroStrategy and Square are converting or considering to convert portion of their corporate cash holding into crypto assets.
Let's take a look at a client we worked with in the crypto space in 2020. Voyager Digital Limited, a publicly traded licensed crypto asset broker that provides investors with turnkey solutions to trade crypto assets.
Late May 2020, we did a live webinar with investors. They were approximately 30 cents. Today on February 3rd, 2021, at the time of this recording, they have reached a high of $14.75, which is over 47 times the price. Be sure to check them out at voyagerdigital.com.
Chris, let's move on now to another industry and one we always watch closely, especially the precious metal space, and that is mining. Give us some insight on that for 2020.
Sure, Jim. Yes, the second theme we identified in 2020 is the coming back of mining bull market. As you said, we follow the mining sector closely, especially the precious metal. In 2020, we have seen the price of gold tanked along with other risk assets in March as the market crashed and swiftly recovered and broke $2,000 per ounce by August. Mining companies were doing very well in this environment. Jim.
Okay, Chris, let's take a look at two mining companies that SmallCap worked with in 2020.
Goliath Resources Limited is a junior resource exploration company of precious metals in the prolific Golden Triangle of British Columbia and Abitibi Greenstone Belt of Quebec. Goliath recently had some material news on an extensive high-grade gold-silver discovery exposed at surface in the Golden Triangle. This has caught the attention of senior miners, institutions, and high-profile mining experts such as Dr. Quinton Henning, who became its technical advisor. Dr. Henning had previously explored Gold Canyon, Homestake, Newcrest, and Newmount. We did a pre-recorded webinar on March 1st, 2020, where at the time they were as low as 15 cents. They hit a peak of 68 cents, which is over 4.5 times the price. Be sure to check them out at GoliathResourcesInc.com.
Galway Metals is well capitalized with two gold projects in Canada, Clarence Stream and an emerging gold district in New Brunswick, and Estrades, the former producing high-grade VMS mine in Quebec.
We did a pre-recorded presentation on July 22nd, 2020, where at the time they were as low as $1.19. 15 days later, they hit a peak for the year at $2.09, over a 75% gain. Be sure to check them out on their website at galwaymetals.com.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this special edition of Small Cap Power Discussion. I'm your host, Jim Gordon. Joining me today with some thoughts on last year, a challenging year, 2020, is Chris Niu, an analyst at Ubika Research. Chris, let's jump into an industry that certainly has received a lot more attention over the last year due to the pandemic. Let's talk a little bit about biotech.
Biotech certainly is a sector we follow closely. The development of COVID treatments and vaccine has brought investors' attention to this sector. So we can see the Nasdaq Biotech Index had a good run in 2020.
Let's take a look at one of the companies we worked with late last year. BioHarvest Sciences, a biotechnology innovator, has developed biofarming, a proprietary breakthrough patent technology capable of naturally producing the active ingredients of a plant without having to grow the plant itself. They are targeting the international market demand for natural products that provide consumers with functional health and wellness, and a recently signed exclusive sales and distribution agreement with Batori Foods.
We did a live webinar with investors November 2020, where at the time they were as low as 13 cents. In just over 2 months, they have hit a high of 60 cents, which is over 4.5 times the price. Be sure to check them out at BioHarvest.com.
Chris, let's move into our last business. BioHarvest, of course, has moved into the cannabis area. Can you talk to our viewers a bit about that, please?
Sure, Jim. So cannabis is always a sector that we have been following. The sector actually regained investors' enthusiasm after the US election in November last year. You can tell from the chart that sector has been doing well after November.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the companies that we worked with in 2020. Forefront Ventures is a national multi-state cannabis operator and retailer with market advantage in mass-produced, low-cost quality branded cannabis products. They currently manufacture and distribute a portfolio of over 25 cannabis brands.
During 2020, they dipped to a price of 28 cents, but as of the filming of this video, they peaked at $1.60, which is over 5.5 times gain. Be sure to check them out on their website, forefrontventures.com.
Avicanna is a diversified and vertically integrated Canadian biopharmaceutical company focused on the research, development, and commercialization of plant-derived cannabinoid-based products for the global consumer, medical, and pharmaceutical market segments.
Be sure to check them out at Avicanna.com.
One of our favorites in the Cannabis 2.0 space is Nextleaf Solutions. Nextleaf Solutions Limited is a cannabis extraction technology company that has a patented process for the commercial scale production of high-quality cannabinoid distillate, the precursor to every cannabis-infused product. The company currently owns 12 issued U.S. patents and 70 issued patents globally for extraction, purification, and the delivery of cannabinoids, representing the second largest patent portfolio among all cannabis companies.
Be sure to check them out at nextleafsolutions.com.
Well, just a few seconds for us to wrap up. Chris, appreciate your insights on 2020, and let's get some final thoughts on that challenging year, and let's talk hopefully about a better year this year. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Yes, as we said, all the themes we identified, actually, we expect them to continue in 2021. 2020 quite good year for investors, and we hope this good trends continue on in 2021. So looking into 2021, we have already signed up a few clients, and it's going to be a busy year, and hope everyone has a fruitful year in 2021. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. He's Chris Niu. He is an analyst with SmallCapPower and Ubika Research. Final thoughts from me. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check us out at smallcappower.com. If you like this video, please like it, please share. You can also check out the SmallCapPower YouTube channel. I'm Jim Gordon, and thank you for joining us for this special edition of SmallCapPower Discussion.